Jay Smooth in the booth, Burden in the cut. Boy set up bright like we going up. Bags in the air, hear the crowd go nuts. Every toss, every clutch, we breaking it all up. From backyard games to the bright main stage, we talk legends up stars, every rank, every age. From that perfect slide to a roll so mean, we got champs, dark horses, whole pit on screen. Line them up, 4 bags, 1 shot, hit the hole, hit the block, fill the room, go hide. Every guest drop gems when the mics get live. We dig deep on the dream and the grind inside. It's smooth take, big plays, big stakes. From the tailgate, chalk to the pro lane breaks. Every drop, every block, every call, every hot take. They smooth, works and grinds, we don't pump fake. Breaking down the boards while the scene elevates. If you love this game, then you came to the spot, turn it up, lean in. Welcome to Smooth Take Party.
What's up, everybody? This is Jay Smooth, and that is
Burton Grimes.
And this is another episode of Smooth Takes Podcast. What's going on, Burton?
Man, not a whole lot. Been busy, but you know the season's starting to wind down for cornhole here. It'll be more just the local backyard type tournaments and get the summer going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Same. So, how was Mother's Day for the wife?
It was good. We went and had dinner with her mom and siblings, and her daughter showed up. Amazingly, her daughter showed up before anybody put in a food order. Never happened the whole time me and the wife's been together. Like my wife even said, that's a perfect Mother's Day present for me. You were on time, Kaylee. So
That's awesome.
It was quite an adventure. What about for you and yours?
Man, everything was good, man. Like we was talking backstage. Me and my wife went up to my sister's house, and we had, brunch over there, and Harry took care of mom and my aunts and my sisters, man. Make sure it was all good, and got home probably about 30 minutes ago, like I was telling you. And my wife went to the Patti LaBelle and Chaka Khan concert with her mom and her sister, so they're down there enjoying that, man. And I'm on the podcast with my guys, man. So
that should be a good concert.
Oh, yeah, it should be a good one. She's already sending me text messages talking about having a good time already. And said it was who came on first? I think Patty came on first, I think. So yeah, that was pretty cool, man, to make sure they was taking care to go to that concert because they had been talking about it for a while. So glad to see them enjoying their Mother's Day, man. But, other than that, man, just enjoying life, man. Just continue to stay in the community, man, and continue to just be a great father, a great man, and, man, to keep pushing forward like we always do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're trying to do. Keep not just with the professional leagues of the sport, but trying to get to grow everywhere from the bottom up.
That's right, from the bottom up. So today, man, we got a very special guest, man. It's somebody that you guys all know, man. Again, he's a father also, man. He's a husband, man. He's a businessman. He likes to fly high, too. He likes to fly high, man. He has a great products, man. He's just a great person in general, man. It's the whole family, just great people, man. So most definitely want to give a huge shout out to him and welcome him to the stage, Mr. Erik Porter. Welcome to the stage, sir.
Hey, Jay. How are you? Burton, how are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. Doing well. Appreciate the time today.
No problem. So how are you enjoying your Mother's Day?
Good, man. We just kind of kept it low key. Worked a little bit today, trying to finish up some product to get out. A little bit behind. Wasn't feeling well this past week, and then just got some takeout. Went to Texas Roadhouse. Let the wife decide what she wanted to eat, and we just kind of kept it low key at the house.
Nice.
No dishes, made sure she cleaned the house yesterday so she didn't have to clean today on Mother's Day, right?
Yeah, that's the key. We got 3 boys. You think it'd be no shortage of dishwashers here, right?
Yeah. I think it's more expensive to get them to do it.
It is, the bride.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You guys get any of those rolls? Some of those Texas Roadhouse, those famous rolls they have?
We did. The 2 youngest, they hammered those. So we always get an extra 12, and they take care of those pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So let's get right to it, Erik. I mean, I know most people know who you are, but give everybody a little brief introduction of who Erik Porter is.
Yeah, so I think you hit the nail on the head. First and foremost, I'm a father and a husband. fell in love with cornhole. Gosh, this is pre-COVID, and started making bags with a business partner, and he transitioned out at one point, and my wife and I had taken on the business and kind of made it a family business. But other than that, work in banking, commercial banking throughout the week, so it keeps me very, very busy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Burton, what you got?
Not a whole lot. I remember my very first ACO regional I'd ever done. Very first anything other than just a weekly blind draw was at Wood River Moose, and I met Erik, and they had these bright colored T-shirts, and I was like, "That is my style." And I bought a pink one and like the light. I don't know, people call it green or yellow. I bought those. I still have the pink one. And actually, the first set of bags I ever threw was fly cornhole bags.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, Burton. We were hustling out the back of my car, selling T-shirts and bags, pre-stamp, pre-COVID pioneer, but very early days. Those were all great memories, man. A lot of good people we had met along the ways. I think at that point, Kyle Anderson was one of our first sponsored players. So
yeah, he was the one getting me into it. I actually a set of when you first were making the Magic, and you had one or two sets of prototypes. I think he had one, and Jeremy Frazier might have the other. Well, I have one of them right here in my gun safe behind me now, and I'll never get rid of them.
might have to see how much I can offer you for those, because believe it or not, a lot of our early bags, man, we had given away. I know Mike Patterson. You guys know who he is. He's got one of the very first sets that we ever made and put into production. So I think he said he had actually framed those up, but they were the Surges, the OG Surges.
I think I have a set of Banshees too, the prototype Banshees that are in there. So
yeah, you do. I believe so.
Yeah, that's interesting you said it, because we was at the Moose a couple of weeks ago, and Danny Kuhn was saying he had his first set of bags were fly bags. We couldn't think of the name of them, so it may have been, what was the Banshees? Maybe it may have been a Banshees. I don't know if there was a Banshee, but he said he bought his years ago, like a long time ago when you first came out.
Yeah, that would have been the days of us sewing at our kitchen table with a sewing machine. Bought a old brother sewing machine, and we're sewing by hand. It might have been. We also had another series called the Stealth that a lot of people loved. Once we went and the stamp route, we eliminated that stamp or that series because we were limited to how many bags we could produce.
Interesting. So I'm gonna get right into it. A lot of people wondering. A lot of people asking. That transition from ACL to ACO. So, what was the thought behind that, and how are you feeling right now? With that move.
Good. It was something that we had thought about, and actually we were at that point we had renewed with the ACL. Met a lot of good people over there at the ACL. Wish them nothing but success. I think competition's good, right? Yes. And it's something that we kind of came together as a family, and looking at the direction of kind of the way the game was going, where we wanted to go with the company, and kind of a fresh start. It was kind of going back to what I call our roots. We started out in the ACO when we first started, pre-stamped days, and then jumped on with the ACL once they came out with the stamp concept. And we wanted to get back to the grassroots, man. We wanted to get back to having fun, which we had a lot of fun there in the ACL too as well. But it quickly shifted more towards a family type business for us. And my oldest Jaden, who's he was kind of going full steam ahead in the ACO, and it seemed like a really good time to jump on, and it's been a really good transition. We've done better this year than I thought, because we're going from the ACL, which is a much larger league, down to the ACO, which you don't have as big of a total addressable market player base there. But man, we've enjoyed the hell out of it this year. We've been traveling. We've been traveling as a team still. That's something that we did. In the ACL, we were always trying to get an Airbnb and getting everybody to stay together, and really get that tight knit community.
That's awesome.
So overall, it's been a great experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. We had a couple episodes before when we took a little before we took a break. We was doing like like players of the week and things like that. We had Jaden and Cameron on, so we know we've been paying attention to what Jaden been doing. Him and Cameron are some dogs. I mean, there's them two young guys that can throw. They can make any shot. So I seen Cameron yesterday in person for the first time. Of course, I ain't seen Jaden plenty of times, but I was seeing Cameron for the first time. His his doubles partner. I was like, okay, I see why he picked that guy.
Yep.
To be his partner. So man,
They came down between a month, 2 months ago to one of my regionals here at my house,
Mhm.
and they threw well.
Yeah.
I was hoping they get to come back down before we just had our second to last full regional weekend regional yesterday. Next one's right before Memorial Day.
Mhm.
If you guys want to come down there, we're doing a big smoking 2 pork butts. The pool will be open. We're going to have food here for everybody. And it's basically just going to be an end of the year party regional.
Mhm.
That's all it's going to be.
Nice.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Jay, you're exactly right. This is Jaden and Cam's first year playing together. And, when you when you link up with somebody, you talk about like bag styles and play styles, and you always wonder how that's going to work out. But I couldn't be more proud of those two guys.
Yeah.
They've really turned it on this year, and Cam's hit another level too as well. I mean, that guy, like you say, he doesn't have the roll bag, but I'll tell you what, if there's any amount of hole open, the guy's shooting it.
He's shooting it.
It's
Oh my God.
unbelievable. His airmail is spot on.
Yeah, it is. I was watching him yesterday. I'm sorry about that, Burton. I was watching him in the actual doubles game yesterday against Kell. He was throwing against Kellen Pritchard. And Kellen, he's also a young gun also. And they was going back and forth. And he threw, Kellen was throwing block shots. He was just going over every time. I was like, okay, he looks like Jerry Wolford out there. Jerry just get out there and shoot every time he get a chance, I was like, wow.
That's why we call him Killer Cam. He's his board IQ. Him and Jaden, they vibe very well, but they're also you have to have the shots, but then also the board IQ out there too as well. Yeah. So they can communicate without even talking, I think.
Yeah, I tell you what, his girlfriend came down with him. She's got some game too, throwing those bags. I mean, we had to kind of pull her out there and make her sign up and play, but she can play.
Oh yeah, she's whipped my butt before, but don't tell her that. We don't want her to get a big head, right? No, we love Sam. She's picked up co-ed with Jaden too as well. So it's always nice when your significant other or girlfriend or boyfriend, you guys have the same hobbies and interests like that. And I think she was like a 3-time All-American in college too with sports. I mean, she's super.
She's an athlete. She's an athlete for sure.
Super competitive.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing, man.
Imagine those practice sessions competing against each other.
Yeah, she's gonna keep Jaden sharp, right? Keep him on his toes.
Yeah, keep him on his toes, man. Let's talking about your players, man. There's a lot of players in the area that represent fly cornhole. The influence that you have in the area. I mean, how does that make you feel as a brand owner and things like that? Because you have a lot of local guys who really support what you got going on with fly cornhole.
Yeah, it's that's really any success that we've had has been the people that we've surrounded ourselves with. That's both on and off the boards. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the group that we have that are throwing for us, it's just good quality people. They've all bought into the mission. They've all bought into the brand. So it makes things really easy, from a business perspective, when you have people out there representing your company that are, if you're not around or you are there, they're going to compete. They're going to compete hard, and they're going to also try and evangelize the fly cornhole too as well. So we try and take care of them as best as possible too. So we know it's a partnership. It's not just here's some stuff and go out there and throw. These are all guys and gals that I would hang out with outside of cornhole as well. And I consider, we have that you can't spell family without fly. We have that mentality. So we've kind of got that from the early days of, hey, this is a, I don't want to sound cheesy, but it is a tight knit family.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's cornhole as a whole, especially in that area that you live in. I mean, I think it's Jerry. You brought up Jerry earlier. I don't know if he came up with the slogan, but he uses it that it's more than a game. It's family.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what drew me into cornhole, right? Is that, I've always played sports and I love to compete, and it was the competition, but what's kept me around for this many years has been the people, and
Yeah.
that's really what it is. You think about, going to a blind draw during the week or a tournament on the weekend. It's like, hey, I got to go and have what I consider cheap entertainment and throw some bags and hang out with my friends. And it sure beats the hell out of, sitting on the couch or tooling around the garage.
Yeah, that was my thing being a 12-year Marine veteran. You miss that camaraderie. I got into cornhole. I was like, man, it's right here. Like this is it. Everybody's, I might always say going to the big tournaments. It's not like you're at a tournament. It's like you're at a family reunion, every month or every other month or however often you go.
Yeah, and you can also expand that circle. So when you think about it, I mean, Jaden, we've talked about this before when we would travel, to the ACL and ACO, and he's like, Dad, I've made friends all around the country. I can go to, worlds in South Carolina at the time, and I've got friends from California and New York and Texas, and we all just kind of come together, and it's like we didn't miss a beat, even though we don't hang out every day. It's like we would all get together, and it was easy.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah. Go ahead, Brady.
My daughter was born in California, and we needed her birth certificate when she was getting her license a few years back. Well, to order it online, it was going to take 6 to 8 weeks before they processed it and then mail it. Or we could go into the place, fill out a paper, and have it in an hour. And all I did, I just got on Facebook. Hey, do I have any cornhole friends that are around Fresno, California? And then 30 minutes, I had somebody's like, yeah, I'll go get it tomorrow. And they went and did the paperwork. I Venmoed them the money. They got it right there. I had it by the end of the week in the mail, quicker than they ever would have processed it, just because of, like Jaden said, just the connections you make.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. I agree. It was a couple years ago, I went to a tournament in Vegas, and it was a guy I had met at ACO Major. I just went to, it was ACL, I guess one of their little tournaments they had in Vegas, and I just went there for singles. And I ran to a guy who I played at an ACO Major with, not with, but against. And he remembered me. He didn't have a partner also, and we partnered up and played double. So it's kind of like you're saying, it's just meet people, and you never know, you might run into them again in a different state or a different area. And it's like you say, you never miss a beat. No, I totally agree. I totally agree a lot, man. So Erik, we was kind of talking behind the scenes earlier about just a game of cornhole. Yeah. And like, some areas for regionals, like man, Burton was talking about like some of the low numbers and low turnouts and things like that. And we were talking more about being in the community. And that's one thing I've seen you do, ever since I've been seeing Fly Cornhole, you guys have been in the community. What makes you want to always reach the community first with this game?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, Jay. And that's, let me give you a quick plug because, I know behind the scenes, Burton and I were talking about, hey, we've tried to crack the school systems and intramural sports and all that. And you've done just a fantastic job just being that spearhead and getting into that. But really that's kind of what Fly was built on. And I think cornhole in general really, right, is it's community. And it, it's that age old, question of like, you see some people in the early days where they were getting mad, even today, I would even say is, you get a new player coming in and they're at a blind draw or switch. Like, oh my gosh, I got this new person. They've never played before. I was always that guy that was like, hey, this is $10 on a Wednesday. If I can get this person in here and help build their confidence and have them really kind of see the good in the game and the community aspect of it and really want to get involved in it, that would help us out as a league perspective, a bag manufacturer perspective, and just being a good human, right? So you're out and you're taking care of the community around you, and that's really what can help propel not only the sport or the game, but also whether it be ACL, ACO, TCL, ACO, or ACA, whatever it is that you play, is you got to build that community up to really elevate the rest of the game, and that's just really the approach that we've taken.
I love it.
How did you come up with the name Fly?
It's funny, right? So there was a long list of names, and I don't know if everybody knows the background of it's kind of a dotted road how I how Fly came about. I actually started another bag company with a partner at one point, and we had just two different visions, and we kind of split and went different ways. And then one of the names that we're kind of mulling over, it was Fly. I like it. It's simple. It's 3 letters. When you look at the branding on a bag, you can put it, big and bold on a bag. So if it's on a live stream, if it's on a TV, you'll be able to really, delineate with the name or what bags they're throwing. And it's you always say bags fly at 7, bags fly at 6. So it's one of those things that you can also use in marketing and branding. That you always hear take flight or let it fly. A lot of those clever little adages, but it's very short, simple. It's one syllable. I think sometimes you can get these really long names, and then it can kind of get lost in the shuffle. But I just kind of looked at it and was like, hey, I really like this, and it's used all the time. It's bags fly at 7, bags fly at 6. You're always hearing that, so rolled with it.
Yeah,
that's a great question right there, Burton. That was a great question. The origin of Fly. That's awesome, because I didn't know that. I didn't know you had other, different partner and things like that also in a different name. So
I didn't know that either.
That's
and when we were drawing up the logo, so I was thinking about that logo, the Y. I'm sure people notice it, but the Y was kind of throwing the bag. So it just kind of all came together and put it on there. But our colors and our logo has evolved over the years.
Okay. Nice. I'm looking at some of the comments. You got Dylan in the comments. You got Tommy Morgan, Chris Wilson, Patty P in the building also, man. Erik Begley was saying, what's up, Burton? So, yeah, we got some people in the comments, man, checking in with Smooth Takes Podcast. Me and Burton are back again. We took a break. We came in. We did an episode a couple weeks ago, but we back again, man, try to get things going. And we had to bring our guy on, Mr. Erik Porter in the building, man, Mr. Fly himself, man. I call him the Fly guy, Burton. That's the Fly guy.
Well, he likes those bright colors too. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So. We were really bright. In fact, I don't know if you remember one of the first jerseys we came out with was that neon jersey, and man, we sold a ton of those neon jerseys. And we were at Fort Worth, and it was one of the first tournaments I brought Jaden to, and we had somebody come up to us and like, man, you have the best jersey in the building. I love this jersey. And it was bright. We stood out. A lot of them was like black and red or white and blue, and I think we had 3 or 4 colors on there, and it was like neon pink, neon yellow, bright neon blue. So it really just kind of stood out. You could always see where anybody that was throwing fly or wearing fly was at in the building.
Yeah, Tommy. The New Jersey is nice, man. That was something actually, Mr. Fly over here and Melissa came up with the actual logo and the design and for my bags, and I used them bags for my jersey. So, had to get that going, man. That's a nice jersey. But all the Fly gear is nice, man. I love what they're doing, man. They are huge supporters of Cornrow Smooth and whatever it takes. Huge supporters, huge supporters. So, there's nothing. This is family right here. It's like we were talking about. This is nothing new, nothing forced. This is natural. So yeah, I mean, definitely, man.
I think one of the things that shows you talk about the close knit group that you have following Fly and stuff like that. I think one of the things that speaks volumes is when you have players who you sponsored in one league, and then you switch to the other league. Now they're there too, like Dawson and Troxel. Like they are Fly from day one, and they're going to follow you wherever you go.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. Those guys have been with us since the early days. I know Dawson. I believe he was one of the first people to win a regional throwing Fly, and I believe it was the stealth bag that I was talking about. But Dawson's been with us since day one. Troxel as well. Troxel had some pre-stamped magics. He always been a big carpet guy, so was always trying to get carpet bags in his hands. But those guys are amazing. They've really helped propel Fly and have stayed loyal since the very beginning. That's hard to find.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So Mr. Flyer, you guys just won a major not that long ago with, Dawson and Troxel. So how was that feeling? Because you was at Peoria, right, when they won it, right?
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah,
We had a
okay,
big
so you
crowd.
was there. Yeah, so what was that like? It got you guys back. It's your first year back in ACO, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first year back, and you guys already won a major. So what bags were they throwing, and how do you feel about that?
Yeah, so they were throwing Dawson's Saints, which if you
Mhm.
guys have thrown Dawson's bags, Dawson likes a slow bag. Like he
Very slow.
I'll give him a slow bag. He's like Ryan Trader days, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
when they threw together. I would try and throw their magics. I'm like, I can't throw this thing hard enough. I have to skip it up the board, but he can hit every shot from
Yeah.
everywhere on the board. So they were throwing the Saints, which is our herringbone bag.
Mhm.
And it was awesome because those guys, it's their first year playing here this year in the ACO together, and they've come close.
Yeah.
Last year, I know that they got second or third in Peoria, and this was kind of their redemption year. And I'll be honest with you, I think everybody in that building, but Dawson and Troxel and Team Fly, did not think they were going to win that regional because who was there, and they had to play Chris Day, who's an absolute dog.
Yeah.
And Jay Rubin, who I consider a good friend too as well, and just an absolute. You guys know his lineage, so they played him tough, and they came out on top, and it was awesome. What was really cool to see, I posted a video on the Fly page, was if you go back and you look, just the sheer volume of the roar of the crowd. I mean, we had somebody from Tennessee was there, and they were joking. They were like, we're going to start calling you guys the Venus flytrap because you had the place surrounded, and Dawson had hit 2 big pushes. I mean, you could just hear everybody erupt. And when he won it with that last big push, everybody kind of stormed the court and was congratulating him. And that's really what you want to see. You want those guys were out of the tournament. They could have been going to get something to eat. They could have been up in their room. They could have been doing anything else they wanted to do, but they chose to stay there and, root on their teammate, which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the 3rd year in a row in Peoria where those guys finished in top 3. I think if they went 3rd, 2nd, and now 1st. I mean, they got that monkey off the back there in Peoria finally.
Oh yeah. That's not our first major though, Jay. I will correct you. When we were Kansas City, Justin Lang won singles, and then AMAC and Lang won, I believe in Wisconsin too as well.
Okay, nice. Well, I mean, you guys are winning majors then, huh? You're doing big things out here. So most definitely, man. That's one of shouts out to those guys, for going out and performing and representing Fly in a big way, because that's big time. I got me some Fly bags. I've been throwing Magics before and different bags. I love your product. I love how they play and things like that. I love that you understood my vision and was able to collab with me to make the Little Baby J Smooth bag. And it was something.
He thinks he's Little Penny.
You think I'm Little Penny, right? Yeah, there you go. But it's so interesting when you guys say community and making connections. The guy who came up with that actual, character is a guy from North Carolina. I met him in Vegas, so, and he just loved what I was doing, and he wanted to, do an actual character for me. So that's how they came about.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that character was pretty cool. I like that design.
Yeah, I do too. But Burton, you got something?
Yeah. So in your early days, when you have this vision of doing cornhole bags and turning a hobby into, a side hustle and a business, things like that, how much convincing did it take to get the wife on board with this? Because, I mean, at that time, you guys had little babies. So that's taking dad away from the babies.
Yeah. So that's the amazing thing about my wife is, it's she's down for, she'll always tell me to chase my dreams or do whatever we need to do. And 100% of the time she's in there right next to me. So a lot of people may not know this, but when you think about Fly, that's actually Melissa in the background running the company, doing a lot of she does all the designs. She's answering a lot of those emails that come through. I mean, she works relentlessly. She's been a stay-at-home mom the last 13 or so years. So when you talk about, here we are on Mother's Day, bragging about my wife and how great of a mother and wife she is. But, she homeschools 2 kids at home. She runs a business. She takes care of a house. Because a lot of times I'm traveling or on the road or after hours. My job commands a lot of my time, and she does it all without complaining. And she may have thought, to be honest with you, she may have thought we were a little crazy. She's like, "We're gonna do what?" I was like, "Make cornhole bags." And she's like, "I know you go play cornhole, but is there really a market for that? Or like, what do you mean? Are we gonna like press vinyl on there?" But yeah, we did a lot of research, man. This is before the days of like the internet and the Facebook pages just spewing out all this information.
Right.
I was talking to Rich over at BG about this a little while ago, and it was like, man, I have just stacks and stacks of fabrics and resins and stuff that I'll never even use that we just blew money on and R&D and researching on how to sublimate and different techniques and all that. So it was a lot of work. I can say we did it the hard way. But yeah, I think it made us better bag builders and understand, the process, much better. So really once we started taking off and we were selling and we would do these releases, we would do a limited release and we'd have maybe, 40 or 50 sets and they would go within like 3 minutes. This is those days that was just, you would drop it and your phone and email would just start going off. And you're like, holy cow, we just sold 50 sets and, under 3 minutes. And then we were like, we need to automate this thing. Like it's getting to the point where, people are on sewing machines until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We're like, what can we do to automate this thing and help, alleviate the clog in the pipeline? So, she jumped right in, and really the point in time that it happened was I wasn't doing a lot of the sewing. It was my partner at the time, Joe Reagan, who's still a great buddy of mine today. We were doing a release, and the day before the release, he was playing softball and broke his collarbone and his scapula. And he's like, "Hey, I got bad news, guys. Like I broke my collarbone." I'm like, "Oh man, like I wasn't nearly as proficient as him on the sewing machine." And Melissa was like, "You know what? We're just gonna learn. We're gonna do this thing, and we're gonna still have this release." We had to delay it, which was the first time we've ever delayed a release or not hit our metrics on when we would say we would have everything shipped out. At those times, the delay was months and months and months, and we were like, "Hey, we're only going to make enough stock, and as we sell, we're going to ship them out as they go out because we don't want people waiting. We want them in their hands as fast as possible," which was a little bit different in the industry at that time. And sure enough, she was just like a bulldog, man. She was, sat down and we got through it and had the release, and it was delayed a couple days, but we got everything out, and it just kind of took off from there.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Most definitely, most definitely happy doing Mother's Day to our wives, because that's the same thing. I'm pretty sure Burton has the similar kind of experience with his wife too, because I told my wife, I've been a big basketball guy. I ref basketball, played basketball, coached basketball, ran track, football, and all that stuff. And I told her about cornhole. She was like, "Oh, okay." You're gonna do what? I don't even know about this game. She knew where I played, but she'd come to the tournament, but she wasn't trying to understand it. It was just something she was supporting me,
Yeah.
But
Mine was there.
Yeah,
Mine was there studying while she was in school for an RN. She was studying for an NCLEX and everything, and we're over here making loud noises with bags hitting boards, and she's sitting there just looking in a book.
Most people don't understand it. It's funny because they'll say, I'll say, "Oh, we own a bag manufacturing company, a cornhole bag manufacturing company," even in a professional setting or at work or outside of it. If I'm, and they're like, "What? There's a market for that? Like, what do you mean? Like the backyard game?" And I'm like, "Yeah, the backyard game, but it's completely different of what you're thinking. I promise you, it is not as easy as you think." You'll have to show up to a tournament and I've had friends show up and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm really good. I've won at the family barbecue." And they get there and they're like, "Yeah, this is nothing like what I thought." they're air mailing over me. They're rolling these bags, they're cutting, and like, yeah, I'm just overwhelmed.
Yeah, I tell people at work, they're like, what are you doing this weekend? I see you're leaving Thursday. I'm going to Wisconsin to stream and commentate a cornhole tournament. They're like, what? Like, yeah, there's professional organizations and everything. They're like, you talking about like the bean bags you throw on board? Yeah. I had no idea. Well, it's funny. One of the girls that I was telling that at work to, and she's like, oh yeah, I've heard of that. We see it at the barbecue competitions I go to. And I was like, barbecue competitions? So it's the same, but like once a month they're going to different places to do big barbecue cooking contests. Like they're sponsored by Blue Hogs and everything. So it's like it's weird when you hear about something else. Now I know how people think feel when I talk about cornhole. When she started talking about barbecue, and I'm like, what? So yeah,
most of the people still think there's corn in the bags. Like, corn. It's like, yeah, it's evolved. I see Matty King in the comments too, and you talk about a pioneer, man. That guy, he's done so much for the game. When I think of some of those guys that really paved the way for bag manufacturing, you gotta throw Matty King in there, and Jeff Reynolds too as well. Jeff, really the Pro Advantage is what really kind of inspired me to go out and try and make a cornhole bag, because I used to love those Pro Advantages.
I still have mine. That's the first set of bags. That's what I learned to throw on before I started going to the other one, going to bigger tournaments and using fly. And I still have those, like those early bags that got me into the sport. As I tell people, it's like, I'll never get rid of them. There's so much history and memories that come when I look at that bag that, I just have them sitting on a shelf and just look at them. People are like, why don't you throw them? No, can't throw them. I don't want them to bust. I don't want nothing to happen to them.
Actually, I think Matty King has the original inventor of the famous fast side they call Rave, right? So you see it on the Vipers and all that. I think he was one of the first ones to put that on a cornhole bag, if I'm not mistaken. So when you talk about those early days of and what kind of impact he's had on the cornhole bag and competitive cornhole bag, it's pretty amazing, because it's used through probably every single bag in today's market.
Yeah. We got Wally in the comments. He said, what's up, nerds? What's going on, Wally?
Wally?
It's one of the greatest, the best guys in cornhole you can meet right there. Wally.
Oh, yeah. Man. We talk about the Moose days. Wally ran man, you talk about fun. He had some the Moose Mafia. God, he would pack the house over there, and it was just, I remember driving home at 1:00, 1:30 in the morning. I had to be up at 5:30 to go to work, and I was like, man, it was well worth it. I had a great night over in
Ribs hurt from laughing with everybody, and
oh yeah.
Yeah, he is such a great guy, man. So what you got coming up next? Eric, you got any majors you're going to, or you got anything that you're going to be working on with the Fly brand, or talk about what you got going on next.
Yeah, we you'll see us. We're gonna be at Branson. We're gonna go to the Branson Major. One of my guys, PJ and Barry, they're working on, possibly, it hasn't been made public yet, but help me put together. Really, they're running it and putting it together, but a big fly blind draw, maybe that Thursday night too as well. So Barry Anderson, they're near Midmo. He's got, man, the guy's he's like a jack of all trades. He does everything, but he's got a really cool live stream setup that he's gonna maybe set up and live stream it there from Branson. He'll be staying with us down there. And other than that, I think we're going to be going to Worlds. I know Jaden's going to, I think, Dayton this weekend with Cam. A few of the fly guys are going to be going there. But that's about it. Yeah. And then we've got working on some new materials, new bags. So I was trying to innovate and put those through the ringer. And we've got some other things coming up too as well that hopefully make public here. Hopefully we'll see here later on this month, maybe early next month.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, Eric, man, I got guys reaching out to me about how can they get some fly bags.
Yeah, we need to.
You're making a big mark out here, man. You're making a huge mark out here.
appreciate that. It's like I said, it's the people, and we're just super appreciative of anybody that's ever chose to purchase through us, and whether it be a t-shirt, a hat, a set of bags, shared a post. I mean, that helps so much when people are sharing our social media content on Addicted Cornhole and their groups. That's just really helps spread the word, really.
Yeah. Oh, Aaron said it's Toledo this weekend.
Toledo. That's where he'll be at. He'll be in Toledo.
Nice. Well, good luck to Jaden and Cam on that, man. Hope they can bring in one home for us. So that'll be awesome.
Yeah, hopefully they can finish there. They've come close all year. I think they've been knocking on the door, and it's always been like that one game that that got away from them. But yeah, they've got what it takes, man, and hopefully they can come home with some wood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how you think, oh, you're just throwing this 1 pound bag at a board that's not moving, but man, games can be decided by that one bag by just like an inch. It really is. It's kind of like basketball. Those shots just you release just a hair different than normal, and it can change your whole day's outcome.
Yes, oh yeah, sir. And I mean, it's just amazing how fast these players are progressing. I mean, I was never a pro by any means, but I go back and I have, I looked at my scoreholio. I think I played like 66 rounds throughout the last year and a half, and life and work and all that. But you go back and you're like, holy cow, these people, I used to be able to beat this person. Now I can't, I can't hang with them anymore. So you got to stay sharp, right? And it's amazing, especially the youngsters. They seem to have a fast, just upward curve. I mean, they pick it up and they just run with it. It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, I used to, when I first started, just shortly after you, I mean, somebody threw a 9.5, you're like, man, they're going to win this tournament. 8.5, you're going to compete. If you don't throw a 10 or better anymore, like, I don't know what to say. Like, it's crazy.
Know what to say.
Yeah. I mean, what was it? Colin Hodette, I think, he just won one of the
Cleveland.
signatures. Yeah, I think he was throwing like 11-2-8 on the day over 100 and something rounds. How do you even compete with that? I mean, playing for second at that point.
Yeah, see, just take one of his bags away and see how many games he can win. Him throwing 3 and everybody else throwing 4.
Put him in his left hand.
Yeah.
11-2 the whole day. That is craziness. Oh, Aaron said him and Kellen's going to be there this weekend, so maybe they can take second. That's Lambert for you. That's Mr. Lambert for you.
I can always count on Lambert for some shit talking. That's awesome.
You talk that, but hey, Kellen is actually throwing flyback, so I don't know, Aaron. He might be
Kellen.
Kellen throwing those flybacks now, so so that's awesome, man. No, we just want to. No, go ahead.
Kellen and Aaron are they're a great team, man. It's reflected in the rankings too as well. So it's always funny because Cam and Jaden and Aaron and Kellen, they've seemed to always kind of jockey for position there. But yeah, you talk about it, just shows the deep talent that we have around here.
Oh yeah, they should both finish in Top Gun 20. I would think so. Yeah, they should both. Yeah, because I think Aaron and Kellen's like right there in the top 5, 6, something like that in that area.
Yeah, I think
almost top 10. Yeah, 6 right now. So now, we got a lot of talent, man. A whole lot of talent in the area. And what you were saying about the young people, man, and that's something we were speaking about earlier about me trying to get in the community, what you guys were doing, trying to get into the schools and stuff like that, and get the bags in the hands of some of these kids that don't play basketball, baseball, football, hockey, soccer, and they feel proud being a part of a team, to get to wear their jerseys on Spirit Week, help with their mental health and things like that. Because, a lot of times we all was young when you weren't playing sports. If you weren't doing something else, you was the kid that was how you get laughed at and things like that, So you give these kids an opportunity to play something different, and you're introducing them something different and unique to them. I think it's a major win for all of us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that too. I think about, I always come back to Jaden, but a lot of his high school was spent at blind draws and tournaments on the weekend. And it was, with older people, but it was always like, well, I'd rather him be there because I know he's safe and he's around a lot of people that I know and that community rather than, drinking Boone's Farm, passed out in the field like I did when I was a
See?
kid.
Hey. They didn't have phones or video cameras there. Or
Nothing happened. Nothing
Yes.
happened.
Never happened.
Yes.
Can't prove it.
So it kept him out of trouble. But yeah, it was always, you know, he kind of picked up the game. He hated it at first. He's like, I don't even know why you play that, Dad. The game's so stupid. He played basketball in high school and then took him to an open, and that was it. He was hooked. He got bit.
That's amazing. That's amazing, man. I love it for Jaden, man. Like I said, I've been watching him play for years now, and just seeing him grow like that. He came on the scene this year. I was like, okay, that's a different kid. That's a different kid right there. Because I've seen, seen some things last year, but like this year, it was like, it was his confidence level went from here to here. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, when you see the kids like that, like we have one here in my local area, Jackson Howerton, that I was going. Jackson. He just graduated high school yesterday, and I'm going through my phone because I noticed on the iPhone your cameras, it'll have like make photo albums based on the person's face. And like 90 pictures of him, and we back to the oldest one to now. We're like, man, we've literally watched this kid grow up. Like, and you don't even think about him being, 18 years old, or that he was 14, 15 years old at the beginning. You just think him as, family, just one of the guys, one of the players. You don't even, like you said, Jaden spent his high school mainly with older people. They didn't see him as a younger person. They just seen him as another player,
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the cornhole community as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And congratulations to Jackson, too, because you got a scholarship. Where'd you get a scholarship at? I know you got a scholarship from one of the schools in your area, right?
Is it Southeastern College, I think, for bowling.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Bowling. That's awesome.
That's a huge feat.
Yeah, it is. That is awesome. Wow. Yeah, so we wanted to celebrate you, sir. We wanted to bring you on and celebrate you, man. Man, Burton was, talking about having you on, we had to work through some, things to get you on, but it wasn't nothing bad. It was just we had schedules and time differences. Everybody had stuff going on, so we finally was able to get it going. So we are so, we just honored and, just thank you for even being on the podcast with us, man, because I can tell everybody right now, man, Erik is the person who is sponsoring my program. Yeah, he is the bag sponsor of Cornhole with Smooth Youth Academy. So you guys heard it here. I don't know if you guys knew, but now you know.
Yeah, we couldn't be more honored. We couldn't be more honored, Jay. And I couldn't thank you guys enough for having me on. I watch you guys every chance I get. So if I don't watch it live, I always try and watch the reruns. But two guys, too. I've known you guys, and Burton. I go back a long ways. We talking about those early days. So definitely made sense, and honored definitely to be on here.
No, I thank you for coming on.
Thank you for coming on. I want to tell Burton, thank you also for even believing in my vision, because I told Burton I wanted to commentate with sometimes. He probably didn't think I would, but I jumped on with him, man. And, that's how Smooth Takes actually started, because we started doing commentating together, and we said we're going to do a podcast together. So just want to thank Burton for always supporting me also. So just want to appreciate you guys for sure.
Got a couple coming up, too. We got ACO, Illinois State, and then the weekend after Ballpark Village.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. You'll be down there, right, Erik? You'll be at Ballpark, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna be down at Ballpark. Because I don't know if I'm gonna be throwing, but we'll definitely be down there. I don't think we haven't been. It hasn't lined up the last couple seasons. I think 1 year it was Worlds for ACL, and then last season I think we were out of town. But we're gonna definitely try and make it this year.
Well, the best tournament you can go to, ran by a great group of people.
Oh yeah. Brian Jones is one of those goats. Jerry Wolford, those guys have been around a long time, and really a lot of the reason that cornhole is here in the Midwest.
Yeah, I agree.
You got the gins in the background running the tournament at the computers too.
You talk about elite. Those two ladies, really they run it. I think Jerry he's there for the good time. No offense.
Not here for a long time. He's always here for the
good time.
Jen are on time, and Jerry comes strolling in about 10 o'clock. Where are we at? But they've been running tournaments such a long time, and they've got it down pat for sure.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Oh, we got Jerry in the comments right there, my dogs. And let's give a huge shout out and congratulations to Richard Phillip Jones. He just won seniors in Salt Lake City. So shouts out to you, Richard, man. Congratulations, sir. That was big time.
Yeah, it is. I tried to call him after that, and then I made a joke on his Facebook post. I was like, man, I tried to call you, congratulate you. You big time me and just didn't answer the phone. But then he calls me back. He was like, yeah, I seen you call and I was talking to the wife. I was like, God, you just turned it around. Like, come on, man.
He probably thought you were going to ask him for some of that money. He got that big check.
Big check.
I just want that jersey you got so I can hang it on my wall in the pole barn.
Oh yeah.
He probably wear that purple jersey when he gets it all the time now. I would,
I would.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Most definitely. Well, we want to thank you, Erik, for coming on today, man, on the Smooth Takes podcast, man. We truly appreciate you. We truly continue to support you, man. And, whatever you got going on, we're here if you need us, man, or if you want to jump on again or just want to be on the show as another co-host with us, man, we always welcome you to come back at any time. So appreciate you, brother. You got
down anytime you guys want.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Appreciate it. Sounds good. Well, I'm Jay Smooth, and that is
Burton Grimes.
And this is another episode of Smooth Takes Podcast. Peace.
See ya.
Jay Smooth in the booth, Burton in the cut. Yeah. Boy set up bright like we going up. Let's go. Bags in the air, hear the crowd go nuts. Every toss, every clutch, we breaking it all up. From backyard games to the bright main stage, we talk legends, upstarts, every rank, every age. From that perfect slide to a roll so mean, we got champs, dark horses, whole pit on screen. Line them up, 4 bags, 1 shot, hit the hole, hit the block, fill the room, go hide. Every guest drop gems when the mics get live. We dig deep on the dream and the grind inside. Yeah, it's Smooth Takes, big plays, big stakes from the tailgate, chalk to the pro lane breaks. Every drop, every block, every call, every hot take. Jay